How did Turkey manage to remain neutral for most of World War II when they were fully surrounded by warring nations? And why did they eventually join the war on the side of the Allies? Turkey became a republic in 1923 after the rule of the long-lasting Ottoman Empire was ended following World War I. Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, the country's first president, would transform Turkish society from what felt like a Muslim part of a vast empire into a modern and democratic country with religious freedom. But he would die in 1938, being succeeded by his longtime Prime Minister İsmet İnönü, who would have an extremely difficult task ahead of him as World War II would break out in 1939. A tripartite alliance between Britain, France and Turkey was in the works for years, and although signed, it would still see Turkey declare neutrality in 1940. Turkey would walk a very thin line throughout the war, as the country was terrified of the threat of Luftwaffe bombers in occupied Greece, which could have leveled their cities overnight. The Germans also controlled the former Ottoman Balkan territories of Bulgaria, Bosnia and Serbia. To the south, Turkey was surrounded by the British and French colonial empires of Syria, Iraq and Lebanon. But Turkey massively feared the Soviet Union to the north, as the Soviets had been eyeing Turkish ports and waterways for years, as the two nations had a bad history with one another. Although Turkey had pressure applied to them from the Allies, they would not budge. Half of Turkey's trade throughout the 1930s was with the Germans, and they could not afford to lose this, so Turkey would sign a non-aggression pact with Germany in 1941. Historically, Turkey had a good relationship with Germany, but not with their Italian neighbours, as Mussolini wanted to dominate the Mediterranean. This added to the Turkish fear. Turkey's neutrality had kept them safe in the war so far, but a choice would have to be made. In 1943, Germany would threaten to bomb Turkish cities if they abandoned their neutrality and joined the Allies. But on the other hand, if Turkey did not join the Allies, then they would have no say in the post-war plans already being drawn up. After meeting with Stalin, Churchill warned Turkey he would not stop the Soviets if they attacked Turkey unless they joined the Allies. Britain and the United States would also threaten Turkey with an embargo if they did not stop trading with Germany. This finally convinced Turkey to halt their German trade. And 3 months before Germany's surrender, Turkey eventually declared war on the Axis in February 1945, coming out of the war in a good position both physically and economically, at least in comparison to Turkey's European neighbours.